Hello, welcome to Burn a Flick. I am Jonah. I'm sitting here with Zach and Eugene.
Hi.
Hello.
We watched the movie Monster starring Charlize Theron and Christina Ricci.
We sure did.
So initial thoughts. I expected this to be a little more suspenseful and scary.
Okay, yeah.
I just got off the hype train of watching the Dahmer series on Netflix, which is, just kind of
Serial killer.
Yeah, it's very unsettling.
It was a roller coaster ride.
I haven't seen it, by the way.
It's good.
It's good. This is not that. This is not that at all.
Yeah.
It's actually sad. And man. But it's also Halloween.
Yeah.
This is also not a spooky movie.
Not really.
Happy Halloween, by the way.
Happy Halloween. This is
Happy-
our Halloween special.
Halloween
This is our
special.
treehouse of horror.
The movie Monster,
Yeah.
not scary.
So when you picked this movie, I kind of had a thought that like you had no idea what this movie is about because you picked it in the spirit of Halloween, in the spirit of quote unquote horror movies, scary movies.
I was all for it. I'm like, you know what? I can
And-
see why. It's it's about
And I just
murder and sadness.
have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it a long time ago.
Oh man,
yeah.
you should have
Okay.
told me.
No, we wanted
I
to.
wasn't gonna ruin
I was
the
gonna
go.
keep my mouth shut to see what your reaction was.
Regardless, a movie's a movie.
Yeah.
Have we all seen the new Halloween movie yet?
No, I haven't even seen the remake, the 2018 remake.
Okay. That's
I also have never seen Halloween ever. So
oh.
yeah, guy in a hockey mask. Like, why does it?
That's Friday the 13th.
Oh, what's the
But
difference?
exactly. That's your point, though.
Yeah. That made my point. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Halloween.
Well, the new one's terrible. Just to let you know, I actually watched it in the movie theater here.
Oh man. Okay. It's a disappointment. I heard the new remake in 2018 was quite decent.
That one was decent.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, let's Jonah, you want to tell everybody what the movie is about?
Yeah, quick synopsis here.
Quick
Better job than I would.
Quick synopsis. True crime film about Eileen Wuornos, the Floridian serial killer, actually born in Michigan. She was a lady of the night that
Mhm.
picked her victims when they picked her up. So this all stemmed from a lot of childhood trauma and everything else, and yeah.
A lot of background history stuff
Yes.
that contributed to the killer's psychology. However, I don't think this movie thinks Eileen Wuornos was a stone cold killer.
No.
That's what they do, right?
Yeah.
That's what a lot of these movies.
Did Dahmer do that?
biopics- No.
I feel like Dahmer. I've never seen Dahmer, but I'm just guessing based off of what everyone's talked about Dahmer. I'm assuming Dahmer in the Netflix series Dahmer is literally a psychopathic killer, as opposed to someone to relate to or sympathize with.
It gets pretty crazy. You can see during Dahmer, like, there's like several times during like several episodes where it's like, someone should pick up on this. Like, this behavior is kind of odd.
Oh, does Dahmer start with like his childhood?
There's bits and pieces.
Okay, so they do try to humanize Dahmer.
Yeah, actually, initially they do try to humanize it. They show in the show, they show like the the really human parts about him, the parts of him that want to be normal.
Yeah.
And then the parts that, are obviously far from it.
Mm.
But Yeah, just but like you're saying, like this
Yeah.
movie really likes to humanize and make her seem like she wasn't, as bad as a serial killer would be or is
Well,
supposed to be,
I
especially what she
I
actually was.
I think. Well, I don't want to use the words makes it seem not as bad because she definitely murders people in this
Yes,
movie.
yes, it's true.
Um, so like I don't think they're trying to sugarcoat like her murdering people, and it's not even like everyone she murdered deserved it. Like the movie clearly shows that not everyone deserved to be murdered. Maybe like one of them, maybe the first guy probably deserved to be murdered because
But definitely not that. Wasn't there like a cop, right? Who?
and there was that the retired cop, and there was like another guy too.
At the very last one.
Yeah, there are at least two people who were probably relatively upstanding human beings who just didn't deserve to die.
They just
Yeah.
like getting their rocks off differently.
No, that last guy wasn't even trying to
No.
get his rocks off.
Mhm.
He was just trying to give her a ride in his car, and yeah, and she killed him.
So the movie starts out essentially with Eileen Wuornos at the bar. I'm pretty sure.
No, it actually starts off with her under a bridge.
Oh yes, under the bridge performing.
No.
Well, she was living there. Yeah,
No, she was under the bridge
With a revolver.
with a revolver
yeah.
and obviously contemplating killing herself. And then the next scene is she goes to the bar.
Yeah,
That's
what
the
it was.
next scene.
That's when she meets Christina Ricci's character.
Yep.
Or I guess I don't know if it's
What's her character's name?
Selby.
Selby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Based off a real person. I don't know who the real person's name is.
So Selby is like she's like a 20-year-old girl who like lives at home with her step family,
she's
right?
like a young 20-something. She is in a bad way with like her family, so she moves in with her aunt.
Yeah.
Aunt's family, and her aunt is just basically trying to get her on her feet, sort of in a way. And Selby is
You can tell she's kind of broken in a way.
yeah, no, this is what, like late 80s, early 90s, right?
Yeah, this is about the early 90s.
Yeah,
was
so
it
it's
based
during that time, and Selby is a gay girl, and that's not a great time to be a gay person. Just
No.
don't do it. In the 90s, just don't be gay, because it's not a good time for you there. However, there are gay people all throughout history, and this movie clearly shows that it knows how difficult it is to be gay in Florida in the 90s. The amount of like Selby's character is like really, really not happy.
Yeah.
Like overall just not having a good time.
She's also extremely innocent, like seemingly innocent.
Yeah, I think that's
She's-
like a play on her age.
Do you think it's also like I mean, I'm sure it maybe in real life this actual person was like that.
Yeah.
Do you think they like use the character to be that innocent juxtaposed to Eileen Wuornos's or
I think so.
character
Yeah.
being seemingly wants to give like the illusion that she is the victim of her whole life is what she's trying to portray.
Selby or Eileen?
Eileen.
Okay, Lee.
Yeah. Sorry, and then juxtaposed to this one who feels a victim in the skin she's in the world she's in, and she finds solace with Eileen.
I think. Sorry, what's your question?
I'm saying,
my bad.
Like you already answered essentially. I was just expanding on the fact that yes, they're opposing those two characters on different ends of the spectrum, but they meet together in between somehow.
I don't think there's a lot of opposition. I don't think there's that much contrast because they are both naive in a way.
Yeah.
I think Lee is her naivete is a little bit more under the skin because outside the skin, obviously she is a seasoned prostitute living like this hard life, and like in that sense, she's not naive. However, like her naivete shows up in different ways. For example, like when she goes in for a job interview, like she has no fucking clue how to be a normal person. Also, when she talks about all these plans for her and Selby, like, oh, we're gonna buy a house. Oh, I'll buy you a car. Like
Beachfront property.
yeah, beachfront property. And she's like, oh, I'll take care of you. She's saying all these things without really understanding the adulting required in order to do those things.
Which is not prostituting and killing.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I don't think it's that much of a contrast. And I think part of the reason why these two characters work so well together and why they have so much chemistry is because they are like really similar. And they both are fucked up in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this movie is all about like a really, really sad relationship and it just nosediving. Yeah. I agree with your initial assessment. This movie is very, very sad.
It's very sad.
It's just a depressing Oscar-winning film.
Mm-hmm. And with like a lot of other serial killer movies, they make them out to be creepy, and tension builds, and the killer's out there, but Lee, Lee's character, Lee, I guess it's the character they portray. He's obviously in real life. She could be.
We don't really know how she is in real life. Who knows?
Yeah, just only the videos that you see in like interviews. But
yeah, you just see like the court tapes of her saying,
"Oh, those exist."
There's court tapes of her saying, She doesn't feel bad doing this. A lot of things saying, "I don't feel bad at all. I hope, like I know I'm going to hell." Is what she says.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
She's pretty crazy in the interviews.
Do you think Saul Goodman could have gotten her off?
Yes. At least not a life sentence.
Okay. Not a death sentence.
Not a death sentence.
Okay. All right.
At least she would have gotten me 30 years or something like that, which would have been a win.
Yeah.
Except she probably would have died in 30 years too, because who knows what she had.
Yeah.
It's fair. It was definitely sad. Unexpectedly sad. To be honest, I didn't really know too much about Eileen Wuornos. I knew she was a serial killer in Florida.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the extent. Yeah, I don't know.
My first time ever learning about Eileen Wuornos was actually, I was watching American Horror Story Hotel years ago, before American Horror Story got really bad.
When did American Horror Story first come out?
2010.
Okay, so it's a couple of years after this movie.
Okay. A new the movie came out in 2003. I was like a wee lad.
Oh yeah.
Not that wee of a lad, but a wee lad.
Yeah.
As our boy Kane would say. But I mean, it was 2000. This season came out in 2015, 2016 maybe.
Okay.
And there's an episode where they're in one of these hotel rooms, and a guy, he's like in a ghost room, drugged up, and all these famous serial killers were doing a night, a one night thing they do every year where they're, they meet up in their spirits meet up in this hotel room.
Oh, like ghost spirits of serial killers.
Yeah, like John Wayne Gacy.
They meet up
Jeffrey
in this
Dahmer.
haunted hotel room.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like the spirits of John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, the Zodiac Killer, Eileen Wuornos is there, right? And you had some other person being. It's weird because the guy who was to play Jeffrey Dahmer, Evan Peters, was the main guy, the eccentric billionaire.
Oh, really?
Who worked
Okay.
And then they had another one playing Eileen Wuornos. I'm like, who the hell's that? I looked her up. I'm like, oh, I've never heard about her. And then later on, I learned more about her, of course.
I first learned about Eileen Wuornos when I watched this movie. And that's because I think in high school, I was really into Charlize Theron. And it's because I saw her in Aeon Flux. I thought she was super hot.
Yeah, but
and the movie is really bad.
It's so bad. was it Halle Berry, the four-footed woman?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything of that movie.
Am I just being stupid?
Anyway, and then I had also seen Mighty Joe Young, like when I was younger, and I don't remember much of that movie, but I do remember like, oh, there's that pretty blonde lady, and turns out that was Charlize Theron. So yeah, I watched this movie called North Country, and she plays this. I think it's like a coal miner fighting for women's rights in like this blue collar like men's world. It was one of those like Oscar baiting movies. She was really good in it. And then I watched this, and I don't know. I don't think I liked it as much because I'm like, Charlize Theron is not hot in this movie. So that was kind of like my initial reaction. Like she's.
I wouldn't vote for this if I was a 75-year-old man.
I think a lot of the impact of this movie was lost on me when I first watched it. The second time around, I think I was able to appreciate it more. I was appreciating a lot more like of her performance, which is it's not overrated. Like I think some people might say that her performance in this is overrated and like the prosthetics do most of the acting. I've heard that before. I've heard those criticisms before. I think you're wrong if you think that, because she's really good in this. Like really good.
Yeah, I think anyone can put on prosthetics and act a fool. I mean, tune into Saturday Night Live. They do that almost every weekend, and usually it's not that funny.
What other characters have... Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Apologies. Keep going.
No, that's pretty much it.
What other characters have gotten awards and from wearing prosthetics? A lot of people. Even Jim Carrey got a nomination for Man on the Moon, and he was in prosthetics. He played one character the entire time, like different characters in prosthetics the entire time, and he got nominated.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to think who else.
I'm trying to think too. I know there are some. I just can't think off the top of my head.
I know JGL had a prosthetic nose for Looper.
Was he Oscar nominated though?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. No, not at all.
Let's have a bent nose.
Christian Bale had a prosthetic when he played
The Hustle.
Hustle. Christian Bale.
American Hustle.
American Hustle.
Oh no, I was thinking of. Did he have prosthetics for American Hustle?
Yeah, he had. He was like, well, he gained weight for that one, and he had prosthetics in his face.
I think he had prosthetics, and then same thing for Vice, and then
Vice.
Yeah, Vice is where he plays Dick Cheney, right?
Yeah,
that's the one I'm talking about. I don't know if he was nominated
for that one. He actually gained weight too for that one.
Yeah, I mean Christian Bale, he does Christian Bale things.
The fact that how does he do that? Destroy his body.
He has professional like trainers and like all the money in the world and all the medical experts to like
everything
dial in his body.
Everything
perfectly.
We don't have, Christian Bale has.
Yeah,
and even if we have it, he still has it, but only better.
Yeah, and you better hope he doesn't take away what you have.
I'll do it. I'll do it because I'm Christian Bale. I'm trying to do the
what?
Freaking the one he did with Hugh Jackman, the Prestige.
Also, yeah. I think that's the closest to his natural accent.
Yes.
I think
that Ford v Ferrari also has natural.
Oh yeah, Ford v Ferrari. Forgot about that movie.
God, that movie upset me at the end. I really didn't think it was. I didn't look up this person. He dies. Spoiler.
Christina Ricci's aunt, or Selby's aunt in this movie. I think the first time around, my general impression was, oh, she's like the typical, like, I guess, Southern bigot who doesn't like but I don't think the movie really pushes that much, because like I think they had a conversation in a diner where the aunt was like being really real with Selby, saying, I think she said something along the lines of like in this world, like the best thing you could do as a woman is marry a man and just like suffer through it, which is a super like cynical but very like practical way of looking at things. I don't think it was that bad in the 90s. Was it that bad in the 90s for women?
I don't know. I mean,
yeah. Maybe in Florida. Maybe just Florida was really bad for women.
I
in
wonder
the
how bad
90s.
it was in Utah.
It was so bad in Florida in the 90s that Eileen Wuornos had to go on a killing spree. That's how bad it was for women in Florida in the 90s. I don't know. I wasn't in Florida in the 90s.
What's the movie we saw with Nick Nolte and
Yeah.
Cape Fear? Was that in Florida? That was based in Florida, right?
Damn. All these crazy Florida stories.
I was thinking about, what about that? That movie was in the 90s.
I think that was Louisiana.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You might be right.
Same, but different.
Yeah, just about. About like an 8-hour difference from the Panhandle to Louisiana.
Yeah. I the second time around, definitely, I think I had a more nuanced view of the aunt. Obviously, she's still a product of her time, but she didn't approach Selby with a kind of disgust that you kind of hear her father approach her. You never see the father, but you hear the father like over the phone, and like at any time he like she mentions like her being gay or like even remotely close to being gay, like he blows up on the phone and stuff and yells at her, and then Selby like has like kind of a breakdown trying to like calm her father down and trying to assert her adulthood, which is super sad to watch. I think there's one line where she literally says, "I'm an adult now," which is like probably the least adult thing you could say to someone as a defense. But you don't really get that from the aunt. I think the aunt is one of the more level-headed people in this movie.
But still,
obviously she is under her husband's thumb, because a lot of times she's like, oh, like, what's her husband's name? George or something? Like, get her out of here before George shoots her or something like that. Yeah. Gene, something like that.
It was these pictures are different.
But she doesn't freak out completely when she sees Lee there. She's just kind of like, get her out of here.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing you could hope for.
Oh, when she
in
sees
the 90s in Florida.
Oh, when she sees Lee in the house.
Yeah.
Like after they brought her home from the bar. Yeah, because she doesn't want to think it. She doesn't want to think, oh, they were doing.
She obviously knows, and she even says that like girls experiment. Didn't she say that line that like some girls can experiment or whatever? I vaguely remember there being a line related to that. But then she says, but then we all have to settle down with a man, yada yada yada, and then she goes on that spiel. But besides that, I feel like there aren't that many side characters in this movie. It's really just Christina Ricci and Charlize Theron.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much their show.
Yeah, they want to show like, oh, Charlize Theron's like the way she spoke about her killing, the murders.
Yeah,
and just why she would do them.
Yeah,
and then she did them. She says for Selby and her, right? Mm-hmm. Because she also felt belittled by the men she was with, and
well, I think that's what the movie gets across. Further reading into like Eileen Wuornos and her whole backstory, she definitely went through the ringer before she got down to Florida.
Yeah, wasn't she like previously married?
She was married to some dude. They got like married within I think the same week.
Nice.
They got a divorce.
That always works out.
But I'm pretty sure they got remarried and divorced again. But like her childhood was pretty messed up. A lot of sexual assault.
Her grandfather, right?
Her grandfather, her brother.
Oh shit. Okay.
I forgot the part.
Yeah, just a lot.
The movie doesn't really talk about that, which is interesting.
Yeah, they just want to show tidbits of like
her grandfather's friend as well.
Right.
They speak on that.
They do mention movie. That. You're right.
Yeah. Which is like very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's got a lot of past trauma that's built up and then led to her killing I think 6 victims.
Yeah.
They do that in these movies, obviously to show maybe like, oh, this could affect people mentally and make them turn to murderers because of desperation.
Yeah.
And then, obviously they want you to see that to determine whether or not you think she was like, oh, I feel bad. Why, murder's terrible, but I guess I can see why she went to killing,
I guess.
They want the movie viewer to decide whether or not they should feel bad for her or not.
No, I don't think. I think the movie feels bad for her. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it leaves it open. I think the movie thinks, or the movie presents that
A one-sided thing.
Eileen Wuornos is
misunderstood.
Well,
they try to make her seem as much as a victim as her own victims.
She's definitely a victim, and she definitely is a murderer. And I think the movie is trying to say that.
Yeah.
And I think it's really easy in a world of like true crime and in a world of like you are either this or you are either that. Like you can't be both. Actually, no. In the real world, people are multiple things.
Mhm.
People wear multiple hats,
True.
And to say that you are just this because you committed this act, I mean, yeah, that's really convenient for the judicial system. But if you're looking at it from a human point of view, no, that's not true at all. It's not true. Just because you murder someone doesn't mean you are only a murderer. Yeah, you have put on the murderer hat. You are also a murderer. That don't I'm not saying that you're still a murderer.
Just because you're a murderer doesn't mean you can't also be a librarian.
Yeah, you can also be a librarian. You could be a murderer librarian.
Write that down. It's a good movie.
I'm sure it's already a movie.
Fuck, he's right.
The murderarian. That's awful.
Velocipastor's a thing. Anything's possible. I agree with that. I mean that's like that with any serial killer, I think. Yeah. And I think
oh no, I don't agree with that. Cuz I think some serial killers are truly just crazy. And like, and what I'm thinking of is well, I've never seen like Jeffrey Dahmer, but from what everyone has said about Jeffrey Dahmer, like he's a person with like absolutely no empathy. Like he's an actual psychopath.
You should. I remember reading like how he was killed in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Before
he was killed
in
prison?
Yeah, he was in prison for about a year.
Did he like kill himself in prison? How did he?
No, you want to tell you?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's not really
it's common. It's common. It's history. It's
okay,
common
yeah, he got beat to death.
Oh,
by one of the inmates who he was sent to cleaning duty, and he was like the dude who was always he was being weird, making body parts with his food and using ketchup as blood to annoy people.
Yeah.
And he irked this one dude out so much because this one dude, he had been a murderer. He murdered somebody, but he had been repentful, ever since he was in prison. He does poetry. He's repented ever since murder. He has life in prison, whatever.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
The other guy who killed Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer's killer. Okay.
Jeffrey Dahmer's killer, he's repentful, but he hated him. He thought he was weird.
Yeah.
He thought he was just the devil in disguise who wasn't what came there,
I think it'd be funny if like he just hated him because he thought he was annoying.
I mean, that
would be hilarious.
I mean, in prison, if you're in a life sentence,
I don't give a shit how many people you kill, but you're fucking annoying, man.
if you've already murdered one or two people and you're in prison for a life sentence,
yeah,
fucking go for it.
What a way to go! What a way to die!
Right? But he murdered him with a dumbbell handle.
Oh,
he beat him to death with it.
Okay.
Alongside with another murderer who's there with him, who went to clean the bathrooms. He killed him in there with a broomstick.
Oh, he killed 2 people.
Yes.
He killed Jeffrey Dahmer and another dude.
Yeah, because they're both like joking around with each other, snickering or something like that.
Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer had friends in prison.
Jeffrey Dahmer had not only friends in prison, but also friends outside of prison.
He had fans.
He had fans.
Oh,
sending him fan
so
mail.
he's like a Marilyn Manson kind of guy, or sorry, Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got that mixed up. No,
not on that scale.
Marilyn Manson's a good dude, I hear.
Not cult level scale, but
debatable.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, but that you'd like it because I remember Evan Peters, because what's his name?
Yeah.
Zach. He's actually one of the producers of American Horror Story.
I don't know.
Zach. Well, not Zach Murphy. Oh, Ryan Murphy. Sorry.
Okay.
Ryan Murphy, co-produced this and co-directed this show.
Yeah.
And wanted Evan Peters to play him, but Evan Peters, he's like, can I just have some normal roles, please? Because he wants to be a normal guy. He doesn't want to be this weird.
Yeah.
But when he got the role, he realized, wow, this.
Who's Evan Peters?
Evan Peters. He was. You ever watch American Horror Story?
No.
You watched
Quicksilver? He's Quicksilver in
Quicksilver. What the heck?
In the Fox.
What the? All right, cool.
The Fox Quicksilver.
Yeah.
What else?
He's in Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass.
Yep.
Is he?
All right.
Oh, he technically is in Kick-Ass. Yeah, before he's really big. Yeah. So he's in that, but Evan Peters, Evan Peters is a really good actor, by the way. I think he's phenomenal and he's underrated.
What else has he done?
Never seen Never Back Down.
I didn't really like Never Back Down.
He's the friend who gets his ass kicked and makes him go to the beatdown.
Oh, I've only seen that movie once.
Cruise Mess, right?
I don't remember. No, I didn't see it on Cruise Mess. I saw it in college.
Now let's see, Evan Peters.
When did Never Back Down come out? Like 2013?
2008, maybe.
Oh, what the heck? I mean, I think the movie is interesting, but never mind. I don't think it's interesting. I think the movie is passable.
What, Never Back Down?
Yeah, that's just my opinion.
He actually just...
There's a lot of hot girls in that movie, so I guess that's a plus.
He did his one movie called American Animals, which is
Is that the one where they steal
the books?
Yes, I have seen that movie. I thought that movie was all right. Yeah. I think it was pretty good.
He was also in Phil the Future, by the way, if you didn't know that. I mean, anyway, but
yeah, I
guess we digress. We're talking about like serial killers, and we're determining.
Yeah. Well, what's up with the Evan Peters?
Oh, I'm just saying I think he's an underrated actor, and he's really starting to get more stuff. I feel as though it was the role of his life, the way he did. He just said he didn't want to be
in Dahmer.
He is Dahmer.
Oh,
he
what the
Dahmer.
fuck?
He is.
See,
Dahmer.
you gotta lead with that. I don't know these things.
I said when he got the role, he wanted to do something normal, but
what role? I don't know.
What Dahmer? Because he was asked to be Dahmer. He's like, I
can't read your mind. You have to spell it out for me.
Notebook somewhere here.
Oh my god.
Start painting. I'll paint on there. Whatever. Because you were talking about how people were just actually crazy, like Jeffrey Dahmer. That guy was legitimately insane. Mm-hmm. No empathy whatsoever. Definitely what they portray.
I think of serial killers, Eileen Wuornos is a person. This is just my take. I think she's just a really, really unfortunate upbringing, traumatized upbringing, and other than that, she made awful, awful decisions, and then she just, I don't think she's actually a psychopath.
She's just maybe neurotic and delusional.
Definitely neurotic, probably delusional, but I don't think she's an actual psychopath.
Yeah. Actually, as a matter of fact, I agree with you. I don't think she's just doing these things to kill people.
I don't think she got twisted satisfaction from kill. And a lot of these serial killers, they fuck with the body, right? They cut it up or they eat parts of it.
They take souvenirs.
Yeah, Eileen Wuornos, she just killed people, which is awful in itself. But I think it's a different category serial killer.
I think she took newspaper clippings, though. At least that's what the movie said.
I think
don't know
in the movie she did that to track the police progress to see if they were on her tail, and at least I think that's what I gleaned from it, because she showed the news clippings to Selby and saying like, "See, they don't fucking know what's going on. We're good. We're in the clear."
I keep thinking about, because we're talking about Selby and because she's played by Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
I think the only Christina Ricci movie I've seen was Black Snake Moan.
I've seen that. What else was she in? She's a household name, but I've only seen her in like two things.
That's a really awkward movie to watch on Cruise Mess.
Right?
But it's definitely a Cruise Mess movie.
It totally is a Cruise Mess movie.
We watched Black Snake Moan, and there was another one we watched.
Addams Family.
With she is in Addams Family.
She was Wednesday.
That. What's the movie? Jennifer Lawrence. She's like a Russian spy.
Oh, the fucking
Red Sparrow.
Red Sparrow.
We watched Red Sparrow, and
is that good?
I mean, if for one reason and one reason only.
Does she get naked?
Completely.
Yeah. Oh, what the heck?
Frontal and back.
Oh, wow. But the movie's bad.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like whatever.
Yeah, it's forgettable.
It's pretty forgettable. Like I don't really know what happened in the movie other than like that scene.
Oh. All right.
But like those two movies we chose to watch when the chaplain was riding the boat.
Ah, hell yeah.
He was sitting on Cruise Mess for both of them, and the entire time he wasn't watching them. He was praying. He was praying in a booth by himself, probably for like everyone on Cruise Mess because.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. The movie's about a very, very Christian man trying to change a drug addict woman's ways by keeping her
chained
so she wouldn't act on her her ways, I'm like, I feel bad the entire movie.
How was that?
Her ways. And for some reason, they just got to throw Justin Timberlake in the mix there.
Oh, was he in the movie?
Yeah,
I forgot who
he was the boyfriend when he went to the National Guard.
Oh, all right.
Old JT.
Old JT.
What happened at the end of that movie?
The end of the movie.
He eventually let her go, right?
He let her go, and she realized that JT came to her aid and thought, and he realized, wait a second. They get married.
Yeah.
Her, and him get married. And realize that he's always passing out because he gets really nervous.
Okay.
And she's always, she needs to, satisfy her urges.
Yes.
And then realize that they just gotta.
What year did that take place in?
I think that.
Did they not have like vibrators in their time? Like, I feel like there could have been.
It was definitely in the. I would say it's definitely an early 2000s movie.
But I think that movie also played on the whole like a black man with a slave trope, like that reversal, the reversal trope. I think just the sheer optics of like that movie's poster is enough to draw a crowd. A white woman, a pretty white woman in chains. Sign me up.
Yeah, I have that movie. I remember seeing it. I was visiting up in New York when I was living in Florida when I was like a kid, and I remember seeing like in my grandparents' house the DVD box. And I thought like if I look at the DVD box, people think I'm like I was like maybe 8, 9. I can't remember how old I was, maybe 11. And I don't think if I look at this, people if I try to put on this movie, they think I'm freaking like trying to beat off to it or something. See, like some half naked woman in a chain or something. Then I watched it I actually watched it the first time on deployment last year, and I didn't think it was a bad movie. I think it was
I thought it was boring.
I think it was boring, but it was strong ended in a lot of things.
The only parts that were interesting to me were all the parts in which Christina Ricci is like half naked chained. I'm like, yeah, I could keep watching this.
Exactly.
But yeah, the movie's pretty boring. It's definitely I had no desire to watch it again. But in this movie, I think Christina Ricci is really good. she really plays the the naivete really good, I think. Just the whole being a young person trying to like live outside of your means, trying to be independent, but also not really knowing how the world works, and just being, I guess, subjected to the consequences of that. Um, yeah. Uh, Combining that with fucking Lee, who is also naive in her own way, just recipe for disaster. But I think their chemistry is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I bought it. When they met in that bar the first time, and like I was able to believe that such an encounter can actually happen.
Being one very repressed woman,
yeah,
and then one being a very unhinged woman,
yeah,
both broken in their own ways, whether subtle or unsubtle they might be.
Yeah. This is the Brokeback Mountain of lesbians, I feel like.
Is it?
Because Brokeback Mountain is tragic. I've never seen Brokeback Mountain, but from what I've been told, it's a tragic tale. It's tragic, right? Have you seen it? I haven't seen it.
I've never seen it in full. I've only seen parts of it.
Oh, just the sex scenes. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a
Brokeback Mountain if Heath Ledger was a serial killer.
True, it's the stronger actor and the older actor who, well, actually, he was only mid-20s in that movie.
I don't know how.
Was Jake Gyllenhaal technically the stronger actor at the time?
I don't know. He was also young in that movie.
I don't like Jake Gyllenhaal. I've said this is brought up in another podcast, but I don't want to go back.
Is that why you've never seen Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah, to be honest, yes.
Okay.
I don't like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Wait,
yeah.
Why not?
I believe.
Is it his face?
Because he looks like a dog.
Or is it his voice?
I believe him and his sister.
No.
Him and his sister can get not. No, I was about to say get hit by a bus. I'm gonna take that back. Him and his sister can like lose their their SAG access, their Screen Actors Guild access.
God, why?
Burn.
I don't want them to be in any movies I see ever again.
But why? Why Maggie? Why Maggie? Is it her face?
She looks like a droopy dog. I'm not in for it. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Rachel from The Dark Knight wasn't a strong character to begin with.
Yeah.
She actually wasn't. She was only necessary for the plot.
Yeah, she was just
very true.
She was just there.
I mean, she's still an improvement over Katie Holmes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what else has Maggie
Katie
Gyllenhaal
Holmes
done.
gets for
she was in. Oh, what the
hell is it called? I know that she was in
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko, but like so was Jake. They were both in there.
I won't. I haven't.
Like, I don't really count that though, because like they're just playing brother and sister.
She was in that movie with Will Ferrell called where he was a tax auditor. He worked at the IRS.
I don't know if I know that one.
God.
Is that where Will Ferrell's like really depressed and she leaves him? Is that movie?
No, that's Everything Must Go.
I actually like that movie. Everything Must Go. I like that one.
It's one of those indie movies he does to break typecasting.
We're getting really off track. Just know that I don't like both of them.
Okay, how did we get to Jake Gyllenhaal? I don't know how we got there.
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain.
Everything leads back to Brokeback
Monster is the Brokeback Mountain of lesbians. That's my take. That's my hot take.
If Heath Ledger was a serial killer.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think it's a stretch there. Well, not a stretch, but there's
coming from a guy who has never seen Brokeback Mountain, so I don't know how true my take is.
I've also never seen it in full, and only the sex scenes, of course.
Yes.
Who won? I mean, out of respect for Heath Ledger,
yeah,
this movie you have to watch because hey.
Mm-hmm. Should we touch on the technical aspects of this movie? Because when I turned this movie on, I was afraid that there'd be parts that drag because I've seen this movie before. So like I wasn't sure if like there would be parts where I would be looking at my watch or looking at the time, or if I'd be like wondering like you know, like what I'm gonna have for dinner, like, and I don't think I really felt that. Um, and I think that in part is due to the strength of the directing, and definitely the editing. I think Patty Jenkins also had a hand in editing this as well. Um, but no, as soon as I turned it on, like the movie just flowed right through, and
Mm.
I didn't have to like stop, or I didn't have to like think about what I was doing. I was pretty much locked in. And I think the scene that really locks in is when they meet. That's when I really locked in. Because it's their chemistry is really really good. Um, because you can tell that these are two incredibly lonely people.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
deeply, like they're so fucked up in their loneliness. And it's it's kind of crazy how good their chemistry is. I was actually reminded of like Before Sunrise in some sense of like how like it just seems really good,
I
like
mean, like
really good chemistry.
because of how they actually
How
cared
well
for each other,
how well the characters like fucking
communicated.
fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it reminds me a lot about I think like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul in that
Yeah.
it's all the characters, you know all of them are actors,
Mm-hmm.
but it's you almost get lost in the
Like-
movie. It's like they're all gritty and they're
Yeah.
kind of
These
they're
people are real.
yeah, these
They're
people
not
are
acting.
real.
I'm watching a life through somebody else's eyes, through the third person point of
Mhm.
view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I didn't want to take my eye off of the screen. Not that it was suspenseful, I was on the edge of my seat, but I was genuinely interested what was
Yeah.
gonna.
It's a gripping.
they were
It's a
going.
gripping.
And Charlize Theron, like more so than Christina Ricci, and I truly that's obviously Charlize Theron is the star of the movie. The most interesting and the craziest things happen with Theron's character. Um, she's really good, and particularly, I want to point out her physical performance, the way she like walks, and the way she like I guess I don't know, moves and stuff. Like Charlize Theron is a model, or like she started out as a model.
Yeah.
Like she is the definition of like regal beauty. And I just think it's really like interesting that she went with this role in 2003 when, she was just starting to become big. And I think it's really smart for, cuz when you think of Charlize Theron, you don't think of someone like, I don't know, who's the Transformer chick again?
Megan Fox.
You don't think of someone like Megan Fox.
Oh, gross thumb,
Yeah.
gross thumb McGee.
Old gross thumb.
Yeah, you think Charlize Theron, and you think that's an actor who can literally do anything. She
And
can.
she has done
Yes,
everything.
yes, she can do comedy. Like she can do action. She can do drama. She can do serial killer. Like she can literally do everything.
Versatile.
Yes,
She can fit any.
and she will knock it out of the park no matter what the fuck you put her in.
Yep.
And
True. Like,
eh,
what is
yeah.
the male equivalent to her?
We live in an era of really good actors.
But these days, it's somebody you've seen everything.
Maybe someone.
And I'm not talking about like Leo. Leo's a different story. Leo's not. I guess it would have to be.
Has
Christian
Leo done
Bale.
comedy?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's all he's been doing since he got his Oscar. Think about it.
what is he? Oh wait, he did the Don't Look Up thing. Is that
Yeah.
comedy?
Yeah,
I haven't seen Don't
That's
Look Up.
comedy.
I wouldn't say that he was what made it a comedy though. I don't think he was.
No, he wasn't the comic relief, of course
Mm-mm.
not.
Yeah,
But he's done more comedic, things. Like the
Yeah.
things he's portrayed he's done more comedic parts in his roles. You think about a lot of movies done like nothing comedic really.
I don't
Titanic, he's just he was the like happy-go-lucky popper dude.
know. Even in comedic films, I don't think if he is in a comedic role, I don't think it's for very long. Because most like he might have like a line or two of a joke or something, or he might have like this is coming from a guy who's never seen Don't Look Up, and I'm thinking of like Catch Me If You Can. That's what I'm thinking of when I think of like comedic Leo. Like suave, funny, charming, that kind of thing. I can't really think of a like
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he's
gut
kind of
wrenching laughter.
No,
Leo.
no, no. Yeah,
Like, I don't. That's not really Leo's MO.
No, it's not. He's not. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think he has it in him to do that.
Yeah.
I just don't think he would do that because he wants to maintain his image.
Yeah. Charlize Theron, on the other hand, have you guys seen Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That show.
Where she plays R.
Yeah.
I thought she's so funny. I can't believe she did that.
She did The Long Shot with
oh yeah, that was another really good one.
Comedy?
She was really good. She did Tully.
Tully, yeah.
A little bit less comedy there, but she did Young Adult. So I think she's super. I'd say she's more versatile than Leo.
Comedies.
I can't think of Leo doing that kind of thing.
Think about yeah, right. Mad Max. You wouldn't even realize it's her unless you're really looking. Atomic Blonde.
Oh no, I knew it was her.
What about
Blonde? Perfect.
Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx can do everything. Yes. Because Collateral, right?
Yeah,
Collateral. He can play serious. He can play serious, but not the hero. Like he can play like the backseat hero, not like the hero.
Don't mistake my pause for not agreeing with you.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with you. I was thinking about what else.
Yeah,
yeah. Of course, he did. Charlize Theron did 1,000 Ways to Die in the West.
I haven't seen that. I heard that it was bad.
It's just it's Seth MacFarlane's last attempt at actual
another Family Guy, basically.
But she was in it. She was comedic. She was doing Family Guy, right?
Yeah.
But Jamie Foxx, yeah, you're right. He's done everything. He can do it. He does comedy.
Yeah.
He does action. He does action comedy.
He does drama.
He does drama.
Really
Soloist.
Yeah,
Soloist
I actually haven't seen Soloist.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it was Robert Downey Jr. and him, doing their best there. Mm-hmm. Not their best, but
Ray.
Yeah,
I've never seen Ray. Apparently, he won. He got nominated, or he won.
He might have got nominated. I don't think he won.
Nominated.
I don't think he
Ray.
has an Oscar.
Yeah,
but it was pretty good.
Oh jeez, I'm gotta help her with freaking candy now. Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, 2 X's.
And
Django, which obviously it's a drama, action
a mix of things going on.
Comedy in it. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
But does he have any awards? No Oscars.
I just think Charlize, her career is so interesting. Because obviously she started off with like Children of the Corn 2, and then she was in this like really shitty like detective movie where she plays like this femme fatale, and like that's where she got recognized, or that's where she started to get more recognized, because they saw her in this femme fatale role and they're like, oh, this chick is hot, and then like Hollywood like pounced on that. But she wasn't interested in just being the hot girl, which like mad respect, because you can make a lot of money just being the hot girl, but she decided to, you know what, I don't want to just be that. I want to be a fucking amazing actor.
Because it doesn't give you real respect just to be the hot girl. You want to be can do it all. Like, yeah, I'll be the hot girl. I'll be the fat girl. I'll be the ugly girl.
Another actor.
At the end of the day, you're still going to be Charlize Theron.
Another actor, Christopher Walken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think because he's been in countless comedies and countless action movies and countless dramas.
Yeah.
Like, he's done serious stuff.
Robert De Niro.
True.
I'm thinking.
In his stages of being old, he's done more comedies.
Yeah, he's really.
He's like, you want me? you want me in this movie?
Yeah, I think that's really funny. That's. Yeah.
He's getting that bag.
Because you know what? Yeah. Who's not going to have him in their movie?
That's true. That name carries weight.
Right?
Yes.
He probably owns.
Dude, a name that carries weight but is starting to carry less weight, Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but his recent movies have all been garbage.
I think he suffers from
he can't act anymore.
Yeah.
He's over.
I
What do you
think
mean?
he suffers
has a
from some
disease.
like disease.
Really?
Yeah.
Recently, it's been he's retired from acting completely.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Why did Bruce
Is it like
Willis
a
retire?
neurological?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
He called
Yeah.
aphasia, a degenerative brain disease that affects speech and communication.
Yep. Okay. That sucks.
Yeah, but
Oof.
like a lot of his recent movies are straight to DVD or straight to
I
streaming.
think that might be the reason why.
I think he's just trying to cash in as much as he can before.
That's rough, dude.
Yeah.
That's sad.
And he's always been the action hero.
Yeah.
He's done some comedic action, but he's always a cop or action star.
Yeah.
That's what he's done. He started from Seabreeze commercials in the 1980s till, the early 1980s to being John McClane.
Yeah.
To his last notable movie.
Mhm.
What is his last notable movie? Honestly,
Wasn't he in Expendables? He was like a cameo, wasn't he?
He might have been a cameo in Expendables. I think they made two Red movies, which were not the greatest, but
Okay.
if you think about it, he hasn't really done anything. Oh, last notable movie was Glass.
oh yeah,
The
that'd be it.
I have not
The
seen-
Split series.
I haven't seen Glass.
It was something.
Oh,
That was his last notable film that I can guarantee I saw in theaters where he was doing his, doing what he does.
Yeah.
All right. Back to Monster. I don't think this movie should have been called Monster. By the way.
I completely 100% agree.
They should have called it something else.
When I look at Monster, the first thing that comes is Monster's Ball, which is also a very extremely depressing movie.
That's with she won her Oscar, right?
Halle Berry
Halle Berry
and Billy Bob Thornton.
I have not seen that movie.
That's a depressing movie too.
Oh man.
The only good thing, I personally think, only good about it is see Halle Berry completely naked.
Nice. She is a hot woman. I don't think this movie should have been called Monster, and I don't know how this movie is marketed, but this movie is definitely a tragic romantic drama with like murder sprinkled in.
Sprinkle little
yeah,
because
even the scenes in which she murders her Johns, they're not suspenseful scenes.
Mhm.
Like maybe the first one is like a little bit of action, a little bit of struggle. Like she's like she has her hands tied and she's trying to get free. But
not the murder of the cop in the middle of the woods thing. That was just kill and leave.
Those were just not suspenseful. They were just sad. It's just this is rough and this is sad, and she has no idea what she's doing, and she is just murdering people because she is fucking off the wall right now. And I think the movie kind of seems to suggest that her main motivation was to provide for Selby.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. What do you guys think of that? Like, because she says like, "I did this all for you, Selby." Like she says that.
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think the biggest thing for her, at least in the movie's point of view, was to have Selby around, just to keep Selby around, to have someone that she can confide in and be there for her.
Yeah.
Without her, she'd be just
alone still.
She would have blown her brains out.
Yeah.
Because remember what she said in the beginning, like her plan was to spend the last $5 she had and then blow her brains out. But then she spent the last $5 she had and met Selby at the bar.
So Selby's fault those innocent people died.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what I'm trying to say. Just bring it all back to Selby.
You know what? Maybe you shouldn't be so sad about being a lesbian and just move to freaking Los Angeles like all the other gay people. I mean, San Francisco.
San Fran.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if the actual person that Selby was based on was gay. I don't know what the situation was there. Yeah. I know that Aileen Wuornos said that she loved her, but I don't know how. I don't even know her name. I don't even know how. I don't know how she felt about Aileen Wuornos. That was never clear from the Wikipedia article I read.
So it's just like a Hollywoodism, a movieism.
I think so. I think they injected a little bit of romance there for that.
I think there has to be to have something to grab the audience because
That's true. Yeah.
most of the time the normal story isn't as enticing as what Hollywood can churn
Yeah.
up, but also Hollywood can churn up a hot mess. So I don't think this was a hot mess.
No,
But-
I don't think so at all.
There's a reason why if a movie has some sort of like high regard when it comes to being nominated for any award that's like a notable award,
Mhm.
then it did something right. You know,
I'd say for the most part,
it did something right.
yeah.
Whether it's high,
There
hire
are
an actor. good
there are
enough to play
some
it.
things that like I just question. Like the first thing that comes to mind is Black Panther getting nominated for Best Picture. Really? I don't like that. I'm like, what planet do we live on where fucking Marvel superhero movie gets nominated for Best Picture? Like, I just thought that was so dumb, and the CGI isn't even that good in that movie. Like, that's the first thing that I think of when I think of like Oscar nominations that like are dumb and don't point to anything like a value whatsoever. That's literally the first thing I think of.
I think most award shows in general are not the greatest. I think,
Yeah.
I mean, people talk about like snubs every year, like what movies didn't make
Mhm.
it or what actors didn't get like nominated.
Oh, nice. About to lose
Halloween.
power. Oh, okay.
Halloween.
Um, there's a lot of politics. A lot of spooky things happening right now. Yeah, there's a lot of politics in award shows, and I'm not totally here for it. Most of the time when like results come out, I'm like, oh yeah, that's something. Like it's nice to see like some actors getting represented, especially like the actors that don't normally win, or like
That's
some
always nice to see.
yeah, or like the underdog movies winning.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Black Panther. Do I think that it was the best picture of what was it 2019?
No, it was like
Or
2015.
2015?
Yeah.
Black Panther,
2016?
2018, man.
2018?
2018?
Came out in 2018.
Oh, what
Okay.
the heck?
Yeah. Do I believe
You're
that?
right. Yeah,
So
2018.
2019 actually is when
Yeah.
because it came after
That's right.
the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I believe that it deserved that? Me personally, no.
Yeah.
Can I see it? To be honest, I'm sure that was someone's best picture. So that was definitely someone
Yeah.
I don't know who, but at some point that was like, you know what? That was the best movie I saw all year. Everything else was shit. Like, I mean, good for that person. But
That
I think
person needs to see more movies.
yeah, I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I
I get
but
what you're saying though.
I think sometimes it can be really pretentious with the movies because like you get a lot of Oscar bait every year.
Yeah.
And then it just gets garbled up in like what's the movie we watched? It was like our second. It might have been our second or
the
third podcast.
Guillermo del Toro movie.
Oh,
Oh man, I
Devil's
can't even remember
something?
what
No,
it's
it
called.
was
It's the Carnival movie.
Carnival
with
movie.
Bradley Cooper.
Alley. So the
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare
I
Alley.
believe that was
How did
Honka-
that get
a
nominated?
hunk of Oscar bait. It was a period piece with a bunch of
Oh,
stars in
man.
it. You're directed by Guillermo del Toro. If on paper that sounds like a knockout of the park
Yeah.
for the Oscars,
Yeah.
but it obviously didn't land, and it was just
Yeah.
the biggest piece.
Well,
It
it
was.
was.
I think it was more for Bradley Cooper.
Maybe.
It-
Yeah.
It was done that way for himself.
Mm.
I don't want to say that movie was poorly made. That's not what I'm saying, and I don't think that's what you're saying.
Mm-mm.
But you can smell the Oscar baitiness as you watch that movie. Yeah.
But I think for Black Panther's sake,
Yeah.
it's extremely entertaining. It may not be what I think an Oscar-worthy movie would be.
I think as far as Marvel superhero movies go,
It's
it's super revolutionary.
yeah, I think it's probably one of, if not the best, out of the MCU. definitely one of the most well put together ones.
With an actual like really interesting villain, with a compelling reason to be a villain.
Yeah, not just like, yeah, I'm over here just I want to take over the world with this shiny rock. And
I'm here to
there's
kill
there's
everybody.
no one that's gonna stop me.
Yeah.
No one on your team can stop me. Oh, you stopped me.
Yeah.
And now I'm dead.
How about all of us?
Yeah.
And I'm dead.
It's all right. I'll get my own Disney TV series in a couple years.
I'll get a spin-off. I'll get a prequel.
How about we go around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Me and him.
So I really appreciate this movie. I really dug the chemistry. Charlize Theron's acting is not overrated. I think it's wholly deserving of the Oscar that she got. And Christina Ricci, like, she does get a little overshadowed because this is the Charlize Theron show. But she's just as good, I think. She plays her insecure, like, gay young girl living on her own, or trying to live on her own in the 90s in Florida. She plays that really well. And other than that, I'd say that this movie, it's not so much that I don't think it'll really stick with me, this movie. And the main takeaway from this movie is not, like, Eileen Wuornos, is not really the plot, is not like, how she got executed or how she got caught. The main takeaway for me for this movie is two incredibly broken people, incredibly lonely people finding each other in one of the worst circumstances, and that just completely exploding and failing due to various things. I don't want to make it seem like Charlize Theron's character was like uncontrollably killing people. No, she chose to kill people. I'm not saying that. But I do feel like in the world of this movie, there's a lot of care given to the relationship, and I think that's the focus of this movie. Lee, at the end, realizes that she needs to absolve Selby. So, and even though she knows the cops are listening, like, she accepts that blame. She takes it on 100%. And that's my takeaway. And I think my overall score would be, let's say, an 8.2. 8.2. And the reason I'm giving it an 8.2 is, I don't know. I think at the core, I didn't like this movie. I didn't, because I just felt really sad. And I just felt like the movie doesn't really offer much hope. And I think with the story, there isn't much hope to begin with. She's a fucking serial killer. But it challenged, I guess, it didn't really, well, I don't want to say, maybe not challenge, but it opened my eyes to I guess, how interesting a relationship can be in context of, I guess, a serial killer. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I think I don't think I like the movie. That's my thing. I don't think I like the movie. I didn't feel good after watching this movie. But the movie's so well made. Like, my eyes were glued to the screen the entire time. Charlize Theron is so good. Christina Ricci is so good. The movie is not campy. The movie's not campy.
Mm-hmm.
The movie's not stupid. The writing doesn't go into stupid directions. everything that happens in this movie makes sense. All characters' choices have consequences, but it's just really sad. And it's kind of watching a dumpster fire happen, and you're just watching it burn, and you're like, this is fucking sad. And that's why I'm giving it an 8.2. I don't want to make the 8.2 make it sound like the movie's not good or the movie's not of a certain quality. No, that's not the case. The movie is just really sad. Yeah.
No, I think you have stolen all the words from out of my mouth with all that because I agree.
Yeah.
Not campy. It doesn't, it's not asking for too much of you. It's not doing too much. It's just explaining an idea of somebody's life and what could have been, what was, and what they believe is the reason why.
Yeah.
So for that, with everything you said and everything I'm thinking, because I really love Charlize Theron. Like, I love everything she does.
Yeah.
And I do like the color of the movie. Like, it's meant to be depressing, of course. I think I want to give it an 8. 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both you guys, what you said.
All right.
Enough said.
Enough said. I mean, yeah. I'll give it a 7.5. I like the movie. I don't think I'm rewatching this movie.
Yeah.
I liked it and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not gonna rewatch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot for me to rewatch too.
Yeah. Charlize Theron, awesome. Christine Ricci, awesome. I think the movie overall, for me was okay. I think that was only because, it was sad. It was a sad movie, and I think a lot of that has to do with, like, you think of serial killers and you think of these evil people doing these unspeakable things, and genuinely most of them just need help and didn't find help, and it causes them to do some really
destructive and self-destructive things.
Yeah. So, yeah. If you need help, get it.
So we have an overall 7.9
Yeah.
out of 10 for our Burn-a-Flickometer.
All right. That sounds good.
All right. So next up,
Yeah. So, it's my pick this week. And I decided to go for a spooky option in light of Halloween, in light of it being October. It'll soon be November tomorrow. But still, I'm going with a spooky option. I think you guys might have seen this movie. It's called Event Horizon.
yes, I have.
Yeah.
Now that is a nice, scary movie.
Event Horizon. I saw it one time on the Sci-Fi Channel when I was a kid, and it has stayed with me since. I think the movie is dumb. Well, I thought it was dumb when I watched it, and I think it's still gonna be dumb. But I think we're gonna have some good conversation out of it.
We will. All right. So
Yeah, Event Horizon, starring Sam Neill. That's it. We'll see you guys next time.
Flick.